is your no bullshit guide to a happier life. Quick, but not necessarily easy tips to help you to squeeze every last drop of enjoyment out of your business and your life. My name is Helen Calvert. I'm a coach, a business owner and a parent, and I'm so happy to be here with you. I do swear occasionally, as the title suggests, so pop in your headphones if I'm not safe for little ears. Ready to go? Let's do this. Are you tired of feeling overwhelmed, disconnected, and stuck in life's endless hamster wheel? Imagine a space where you receive expert guidance exactly when you need it, belong to a supportive community that respects your comfort zone, engage actively or quietly observe, discover simple, actionable strategies to create meaningful change, and have a blueprint for reclaiming happiness on your terms. The Happier Life Hub helps you banish the bullshit and live your happiest life. Join us today for just £20 per month by visiting happier-life.co.uk/hub. My hope is that this becomes your default place to turn when you're struggling or just need fresh ideas, like having me in your pocket whenever you need a boost. The world isn't built with your well-being in mind. Daily, we're bombarded with messages designed to keep us small, exhausted, and disconnected from our true selves. The Happier Life Hub is your gentle revolution against mediocrity, a warm, supportive resource centre to help you understand who you truly are and how you naturally thrive, create a life that genuinely supports your well-being, break free from societal expectations that drain your energy, and find fulfillment individually and collectively foster harmonious living. Do you wish for a single place where wisdom is easy to find and access, expert guidance without the commitment or expense of one-to-one coaching, and a space that boosts your confidence, enhances your emotional safety, and fosters belonging? I've got you covered. The Happier Life Hub is open and ready to welcome you. Join us today for just £20 per month by visiting happier-life.co.uk/hub or visit the show notes for this episode. Hello and welcome to this episode where we are going to be talking about Autistic Shutdown. This is something I experience a fair bit. It's something I've only really started to understand recently, and it is very important that anyone who knows someone who's autistic understands their version of Autistic Shutdown. So I'll start with some information from the My Soul Balm website, which is fantastic. I'll make sure this link is in the show notes. So it says that shutdowns are a unique experience when an autistic person becomes overwhelmed and goes into mental shutdown mode. During this mode, you may have little to no energy, dissociation from thoughts and feelings, and an intense need to be alone. And it happens when an autistic person is emotionally or sensorily overwhelmed and they need to reset to protect their mind. So it's a protective thing that we do, but it comes across to others as, well, rude in a lot of cases, unhelpful, maybe depressive. It just comes across in so many ways that can be misconstrued by other people, which makes it a lot worse, which flicks on our RSD button. If you go back to the episode I did about RSD, it can be a real problem. So the things that cause a shutdown: sensory overload, emotional overload, not having enough time to process something difficult, being rushed to make a decision, kind of feeling cornered, overwhelm due to pathological demand avoidance, if that's something you experience, stress, pain, or illness. And then what happens, again, is different for everyone. Could be becoming unresponsive, assuming a monotone voice, the inability to speak or move, wanting to be left alone, a feeling of heaviness in the limbs, difficulty forming thoughts, or just no thoughts at all. From the outside, it might just seem like you are unrecognizable, like you're a completely different person. And as much as all of those things sound undesirable, like, oh, we have to avoid shutdown. And yeah, I mean, none of us want to be in shutdown. But the problem is that if you're in an environment like an office, workplace, where you cannot go into shutdown, that leads to burnout, because shutdown, as I say, is a protective function. It's something that our bodies do to protect us from the overwhelm that we're experiencing. So for me, it can come on in lots of different circumstances. It's really frustrating when it does, because you feel it coming on and you think, oh, okay, right, I'm in shutdown now. Shit. You certainly can't push through it. I've tried. It doesn't work. And there have been times in the past when I have hung up the phone on people, where I have just walked out of a social situation. And of course, that is misconstrued as rudeness, as dreadful rudeness, but I'm just shut down. I have to stop this conversation. I have to walk away from this situation. I now have some people I can say to, I'm going into shutdown. And sometimes I still have to move away from the conversation, but I can at least say, therefore, I'm putting the phone down now, which is slightly better than just putting the phone down. But it's something I've experienced a lot. And it's always been misconstrued. And of course, that then hits all those buttons about being rejected and misunderstood. And it's a big tangle of stress, to be honest, which is wonderful, isn't it? So something I did a little while ago, because I have the most amazing friends who are either neurodivergent themselves or definitely interested in my experience and want to be supportive. And because of that, I felt able to create a little PDF. I love a little PDF. Got on Canva, didn't I? Did a little bit of playing around on Canva. And I created what I called What I Need You to Know If I'm in Shutdown. Now, this relies on me being able to say to them, I'm now in shutdown, because they wouldn't necessarily know. A lot of my communication is via WhatsApp, so they're not in front of me. They wouldn't necessarily know. But if I'm able to at least alert them to the fact that I'm in a shutdown, or, a particular conversation has pushed me to shut down, they now have a little prompt sheet as to what I need in those circumstances. And I want to share it with you. I mean, the actual PDF, if you want me to send it to you, please get in touch with me via the show notes. I'd be happy to send this out to anyone who wants a copy. But it is unique to me. It's my experience. It's not made for everybody. But I wanted to go through it because I suspect a lot of this will resonate with others who are listening. And if it doesn't, it may well help to explain the behaviour of other people in your life. So just to be clear, this is things that I need or cannot cope with or whatever when I'm in shutdown. So this isn't rules for me just as an autistic person generally. Some of it, there might be a little bit of crossover, but this is particularly what I cannot do or cope with when I'm in shutdown specifically. So what do we have here? Number one, I cannot take responsibility for your needs or emotions. So please do not apologize to me. Please don't tell me you're worried about me, or tell me anything that suggests you require a certain response. Now, straight away, you can see why if I didn't spell this out, we're going to get ourselves into trouble here, because, if I say, oh, I'm in shutdown now, straight away, are you okay? Oh, I'm so sorry. Is that my fault? Are you okay? Please don't. Please don't do any of that. I saw this in my eldest son as well. One of his teachers phoned me years ago now. I think he was probably in about year 5. And she said that he'd had a meltdown actually at school. And she had said something to him along the lines of, I said to him, I just want to help you. I just want to, help and support you. And I said, that will really not help at all. in that situation, he does not want to be burdened with your needs. And it's a real kind of through the looking glass thing, because of course, when we are saying that we want to support someone or we want to apologize to someone, we think we're doing it for them, but we're not. We're doing it because we have a need to make sure nobody thinks badly of us and that they know that we're supportive and that we're not the problem. It is about us. And autistic people see that and feel that very strongly. So please don't bring me your emotional needs. I don't want to know that you're thinking about me. It doesn't help me. So just don't, I guess. All expectations except my own will feel uncomfortable. So please do not provide solutions, suggest I read articles, ask me questions, or say anything that suggests that you want my gratitude. I mean, this is harsh, right? This is harsh, but it's true. This is how it is. If somebody says, oh, I think what would really help you is this brilliant podcast that I listen to about shutdown. Nope. Don't bring your expectations to me, and don't say anything that suggests you want my gratitude. Now, because it's a burden, it's all just a burden. And bear in mind, I'm in shutdown, which means I am completely overburdened. My whole system has shut down. So I'm not capable of expressing gratitude or anything of the sort. However, it then says, I am shut down. I am not weak or idiotic. This is another one that's going to be hard. This is harsh, folks. Autistic people are harsh. So please do not patronize me. Please do not send hugs. Tell me you feel sorry for me or speak to me as though I am a child. Oh, that stuff is so triggering and painful for me. And I know it is for others. It won't be, as I say, I'm not speaking for all autistic people here. This is me. But if you can get this kind of information from the autistic people in your lives, it will be so valuable. It says at the bottom, adult to adult only, please, by which I'm referring there to transactional analysis and the different ego states. So if that's not something you're aware of, don't worry too much. But it just means, please speak to me as though I'm an adult, and please speak to me as though you're another adult. Don't speak to me as though I'm a child. Don't come to me with your inner child. Don't speak to me as though you're my parent. Don't expect me to parent you. We are two adults. So yeah, I have always struggled with people feeling sorry for me. My parents would tell you I hated that when I was 4 years old. I just loathe it. Then it says, because it just gets more complicated, doesn't it? Then it says, I desperately want to belong even though I'm shut down. So please do not tell me that you'll leave me in peace or that I should come back when I feel better, because I do not want to be abandoned. I mean, it's hard bloody work, isn't it, supporting an autistic person? It's hard work, folks, because you can't say this and you can't say that and you can't say the other. This is only when I'm in shutdown. Some of this stuff will make me uncomfortable all the time, but I can handle it when I'm not in shutdown. I think that's the point. But yeah, anyone who says, oh, okay, don't worry, just come back when you feel better, then I've been abandoned. Well, that doesn't help either. Then RSD gets its face into the mix. Oh, I tell you, it's fun and games. Then we get into some knowings, some things that I think I know, which are not actually true. They're just stories, but they're things that I suspect a lot of autistic people think they know. So it says, I already know I'm too much trouble for everyone. So please never tease or mock me, whether I'm in shutdown or not. That's true. Banter is never acceptable to me. I do not understand it and it will hurt. That is true. Whether I'm in shutdown or not, I cannot be teased. And I don't just mean teased in a mean way. I remember sitting in pubs when I was a teenager with like the lads all having a banter. I can't handle it. I cannot handle it. Never have been able to, have no desire to anymore, don't care. Because I already have RSD and some stories about myself, and just please don't tease me. Especially not when I'm in shutdown. Holy hell no. Then we have another one. I already know that I'm naughty and not good enough. Oof. Now, when we're in shutdown, certainly for me, that's when these stories really come to the fore. So if I'm having a good day, I can, suppress those stories. They never go away, but I can suppress them. But when I'm in shutdown, it all comes straight out. I'm not good enough. I'm a naughty girl. Because, of course, that comes from times when I was a child, when I was experiencing all kinds of autistic things that nobody knew were autistic, and therefore I was naughty. So please do not tell me how amazing anyone else is. It will just hurt me when I'm in shutdown. All I will hear is this person is better than you. So this will be an occasion where perhaps somebody says, oh, so-and-so's got a great solution when she's in shutdown. Don't want to hear about it. Not interested. I mean, this is making me laugh so much because it is so hard to properly support someone in these situations. And if you do, and if you can, my God, we love you so much. So what do I need? If you've got this far and you haven't just thought, sod that, I think I won't get involved. What do I need? I need confirmation that you hear me and you still love me. Oh, that's the big one. Don't try and solve it. Just tell me you still love me, even though I'm being so naughty. I need some swearing and some solidarity. So I don't like, oh, hun, that sounds awful. I don't like this kind of sympathy thing. But what I love is, that sounds fucking shit, mate. That just sounds crap. I want zero concern, by which I mean, please behave as though you have complete faith in my ability to come out the other side. Anyone who comes to me worried, like, oh, is she going to have a mental health crisis? Is she going to get worse? Is she going to do something stupid? Is she suicidal? No. Please have complete faith in my ability to come out the other side, because I always have and I always will. And it helps me to feel as though you've got my back and you see me, if you understand that I have got this too, even though it's really hard. I'd love to have your respect, just a little bit of admiration, if appropriate, a little bit of, wow, mate, you're amazing that you face this and get through it. That always helps. And then I tell you what, one of my favorites is just some mundane information. Just tell me snippets about your day, photos, funny memes, anything where just an emoji is a reasonable response. So if you want to check in with me, please don't ask how I am. Please don't tell me that you're just worried about me or anything like that. Just send me a picture of your dog. Send me a picture of the beautiful flowers in your garden so that I can send a thumbs up or a heart. And I know you're thinking about me, and it doesn't require anything on my part to just go, yep, that looks like something nice. That's a very vulnerable share because, I'm reading it out and I'm thinking, this is hard work, supporting people in my situation. But I tell you something, it's harder being in it. It is harder being in shutdown. So, that's what that is. It's a really, really important one because I feel like with enough tools at my disposal, I can hopefully, if not avoid burnout, then certainly get into burnout less, understand it more, catch it quicker. I don't have too many meltdowns. We're going to talk about meltdowns in a future episode, but I don't have too many of those. But shutdown, that just happens. That's just part of life when you're autistic. It just happens. And it always happens in places where you're going to get the least support, which is probably why you're stressed, which is probably why you're shut down. So, in hospital settings, we've talked about healthcare, just anywhere that's overwhelming and you don't understand the rules and it's all too much, but also just emotional overwhelm when big things happen. So I really hope that little share of mine has been helpful to you. It's not about everybody in the world understanding me. That would be amazing. It's not about that. It's about the fact that if you heard any of that and thought, oh my God, that's me, you're not alone. And you're not doing anything wrong. You're not wrong. You're a perfectly reasonable autistic person. These things just mean we're doing autism right. And if it sounds like someone in your life, then hopefully that's given you some insights, and definitely an insight into it's not you. You haven't done things wrong. They're just incapable of responding in the way that you need them to at that time. And things that would be helpful to you are just really unhelpful to them. And I think it's really important that we understand that about each other, because when we see messages, especially these messages about if you can be anything, be kind, or just be kind. I mean, I have problems with those messages anyway, that's for another day. But, if we're going out into the world thinking, I'm just going to be kind, I'm just going to be kind and helpful to everyone, what's kind and helpful to you isn't always kind and helpful to me. Often the kindest thing you can do for me is leave me the hell alone, which does not feel kind, or not show that you care about me, which does not feel kind. So it's crucial, if we actually want to be compassionate and loving towards the people we care about, that we find out what is compassionate and loving for them and in what circumstances. What do they need when? And if that's not something you're able to do, if we're talking here about just people that you kind of just know, like they're not really, really important to you, then it's okay to think, wow, that's a lot I'd have to do actually to be perfectly supportive to them. So I'm going to give myself a pass, and it's going to be okay if sometimes our relationship is a little bit strained because they need a lot of stuff and I don't really know them well enough to give that, but that's okay. We can't all support each other perfectly all the time, but if we do have people that we really want to support, then finding out what they actually need from us in different circumstances is going to make a massive difference. And if you do feel like being excessively kind to yourself and putting together a little note or a little set of instructions for the people in your life, then I think you'll find that that is a great way that everyone can squeeze a bit more enjoyment out of life. Speak to you next time. Thank you so much for listening. If you'd like to find out how to work with me or how to get your hands on a copy of my book, you can find all of those links in the info for this episode. My huge thanks to Stephanie Ward of the Spicy Brain Collective for sponsoring the whole of this season of the No Bullshit Guide to a Happier Life. You can also find out more about Steph's collective for neurodivergent business owners via the links in the episode info. See you next time.